What's up? How you guys doing? Sorry, I'm a little late, man. I had a lot of articles I had to go through real quick. One person, who would be? Let me know. Let me shoot it out. Twitter real quick. You guys don't follow me on Twitter? Follow me, please. DubDigital with 2 U's. It's good for your health. If you do it, good luck for you for 7 years. I might be lying, but you have to wait 7 years to find out. Let's see. Let me just retweet my thing real quick. But yeah, DubDigital 2 U's. I tweet a whole bunch of stuff, mainly my content, some other crap I think's cool. I don't know, man. I'm like a crypto channel, but I'm also just like an emerging trends and tech channel. I just talk about what I like. Let's see. Oh yeah, retweet. If you guys aren't on Twitter though, I mean, you should be. That's what where everything happens. Crypto Twitter happens there. Crypto fam. Exclamation bar. Cool. Yeah, and Telegram too. Get a Telegram account, get a Twitter account. Follow crypto people on there. Yeah. You make more money when you're closer to information. Welcome. Grab a drink. Get a seat. We'll give people some time. I should just move to like 11:10. I went through like 20 articles though. I was hustling. My bad. But we'll give them some time to filter in here. Say what's up. Get a chat with you guys for a little bit. All good stuff. Trying to grow this out. I don't know, man. Maybe it gives me crypto powers, beards. I also have a theory it makes you stronger. Just kidding. We'll see. I've never had one. I win. Hi. Hashtag wanchain. Hi. Wanchain's the bomb. The bomb. I just did an interview that will be published at some point on wanchain's thing. If you guys don't know, I'm also doing like content for wanchain directly off of their YouTube channel. So if you see me there, that's why. I love WAN. I love it a lot. Yo, generational talent, what's good? Let's get it, Alex TZ. Damn, bro, how you gonna come up with that picture? Make me hungry like that. Nom. Yo, what's up, Web Zombies? How's it going, man? Cheers. What are you drinking? What are you thinking? How was Cinco de Mayo? I don't drink too much anymore. I used to drink vodka for dinner all the time. Now I'm trying to cut back on that, but Cinco de Mayo, I'll make a little exception, you know. Cinco de Drinko. All good. Let me see. A couple more minutes, guys, and we'll get going. 7 people. Wow. Pard Deluxe 3. I could never say your name, man. How do you say it? Can you like phonetically put it down there? I'm here. Bring the news. I'm bringing it, man. I got a bunch of news. I got like 23 articles. I was like, is this too much? But guys, honestly, there's too much stuff going on. It's like too fast. Like, it's like, you know, drinking from a fire hose. We got the bank stuff. We got the de-dollarization stuff. We got AI now. I don't know how it's related to crypto, but I feel like it's gonna be, don't you? Like internet money, internet robots. Then we got like crypto stuff too. So we're gonna have to jump into it real quick. If you guys are new, probably not. The bull market hasn't popped off just yet, so not counting for new people, but we'll get them eventually. But if you happen to be here already, I engage, I switch to the news, do a couple articles, engage, switch to news. Don't get mad at me if I can't like respond to you a second after you did it, okay? It's not going to work. 6 people, what's good? Pepe is shitcoin, hom, question mark? I have an article on Pepe. Chilling in the yard with a beer, LOL. That's bomb, dude. Saturday chilling? Damn. You got a steak going? A little barbecue chilling? Little cornhole chilling? Little beer pong chilling? I like it, man. When you gonna look at your sleeper coins? When we go look at your sleeper coins? Look, I'm trying to do a pivot, man. Pivot. I'm trying to figure out how to work it in there, but like I don't want that to be the focus of the channel anymore because it goes away. The price action, you know, like it kind of gets away from the fundamentals of what's really going on. Yeah, that's, you know, people got all, you know, mad about like coins going down and stuff. It's like, dudes, chill out, man. You've only been here for a week. And it kind of, to me, it's kind of like a waste of time. But I'm still innovating the channel. If you haven't noticed, I've done a hard pivot to news. There'll be other things, and I'm going to start releasing shorts tomorrow. I'm experimenting. I'm seeing what works. We'll figure it out in time. I'm here every week, so I'm sure we'll have plenty of time. If you're ever on the East Coast, we can grill, bro. LOL. Yeah, my family's originally from Maryland. We're the black sheep. We're out on the West Coast. Dare to be different. All right, guys, 6 people. That's all I need. As long as I got one person, that's good. But you're doing a live stream by yourself is kind of hard. I vibe. I use the music, the people to vibe. But yeah, okay, let's jump into it. Got a lot of news to cover. And if you guys can't catch the whole live stream, I totally understand. If you haven't seen throughout the week, I release each story individually. So, hey, start to use the features of YouTube to your advantage, right? Like if you find like helpful videos, put it in a playlist so you can refer to it, you know? Feel free to do that with my stuff too. Okay. Let me share my screen. The hell is that? Brave tab. What I want to show? I want to show this one. My dog's here, and he's looking like he wants to growl. So, you know, if you hear that, it is what it is. I can only do so much, man. Fed chair warns of uncertain and adverse consequences of U.S. debt default. We'd be in uncharted territory. Look at Jerome Powell looking like a straight clown. Federal Reserve Jerome Powell has warned of the potential consequences of a U.S. debt default. We'd be in uncharted territory, and the consequences of the U.S. economy could be highly uncertain and adverse. No one should assume that the Fed can protect the economy from the potential short and long-term effects of a failure to pay our bills on time. Powell's warning came after the Federal Reserve increased its key interest rates by 25 basis points this week. The Federal Reserve chairman, let me get it out. Stretch. Okay. The Federal Reserve chairman noted that the Fed's officials discussed the potential risk for the U.S. debt limit during their last Federal Open Market Committee FOMC meeting, but the topic did not have an impact on their rate decision. Many people have warned of the dire consequences of a U.S. debt default. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, for example, cautioned that it would produce an economic and financial catastrophe. The president of the European Central Bank, ECB, Christine Lagarde, said it would be a major disaster if the U.S. were to default on its debt obligations. Yellen revealed this week that the Treasury Department will not be able to pay all of the government's debt obligations as early as June 1st. That's less than a month. If Congress does not raise or suspend the debt limit before that time. Okay, guys, so to be quite frank, don't call me Frank. The U.S. does this every single year, man. Every single year, we know we have a debt problem. We know we have ballooning debts. But every single year, it comes down to like the last minute to extend the debt ceiling. Why? I'm not sure why. Well, one reason why is to use fear and panic to motivate people who wouldn't usually say yes to increasing the debt ceiling because no one thinks it's good. But to use that fear and use all this rhetoric to scare people into increasing it. Because why? Who does raising the debt ceiling ultimately benefit? Central banks. Why? Who's issuing the debt? Central banks. And notice we got Christine Lagarde, very associated with the banking cartel. Jerome Powell, Janet Yellen, all saying crazy stuff, scaring people to make them think that this is like the worst thing that possibly happen, to motivate them to extend it. Ultimately making the Fed and central banking more powerful because their only real asset is debt. They get paid more money by issuing debt because there's interest on the debt. We'll have to see what happens here. I mean, eventually, maybe we'll default. It hasn't been the trend so far. So to expect something that hasn't happened yet isn't the smartest thing. But hey, a lot of crazy stuff's happening in the world today. You know what I mean? 6 people, I'll get to you soon. Let me hit another article. No. Okay. BRICS alliance targets U.S. allies in expansion efforts. Amid its growing relevance in the global economy, the BRICS alliance is set to target U.S. allies in an ongoing expansion effort. Previously, it was reported that the collective had received more than 19 membership requests from various countries. Among those is Africa, with which the U.S. State Department maintains an affirmative American policy. Russia and China have led expansion efforts in both the Middle East and Africa. Additionally, Fox News reported the attractiveness of the nations due to their expansion of natural resources. Alternatively, the U.S. has commented on the potential African affiliation with BRICS. We lead an affirmative agenda for Africa, demonstrating the benefits of our governance and economic models, a State Department spokesperson said. U.S. policy does not ask our partners to choose between the United States and other countries. The United States does not want to limit African partnerships with other countries regarding the potential BRICS affiliations. Our vision for economic development promotes democratic governance, respects of human rights, and transparency. Our focus is on strengthening local capacity, creating African jobs, and working with our partners and allies on economic development that is beneficial, sustainable, and inclusive over the long term. Wow. We notice that BRICS is expanding not just in their own sphere of influence, but reaching into the United States sphere of influence. Because I'm telling you, the Russian-Ukraine war was very, very important, but not for the reason the propaganda tells you. Because it pretty much removed the illusion of financial autonomy for sovereign states and countries. They don't like it. Like, somewhere down the line, a country might have to get dirty and do what they have to do to extend their boundaries, extend their borders, protect their borders, secure natural resources, and sometimes that includes fighting. So whether you think the Russian-Ukraine war is right or wrong, that's not what these countries are thinking. They're not picking sides like that. They're thinking about their own futures and what the rules of the road that the U.S. has drawn means for them. That's why a lot of them are pivoting over to BRICS. Africa, like I mentioned, is a very, very rich resource continent. They got a lot of metal. They got a lot of ivory. They got a lot of things that are pretty specific to Africa. However, because the pillaging of Africa from other countries taking their stuff and not really rewarding them equally, they haven't really reaped the benefit of that. However, BRICS is a very commodity-focused group. You got Russia with oil and a bunch of other stuff, timber, all that stuff. You got Iran with oil. Well, Iran's looking to join. You got China with damn near everything, bunch of gold. Africa's up there in the mix with heavy metals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So very interesting. Very interesting. Looks like Africa's kind of playing both sides of the field. Can't really blame them. But eventually they're going to have to pick a side. And I have a feeling I know what side they're going to pick because they've played the U.S. game before, and guess what? They lost that game. They lost hard. People, what's up? 7 people. That's a good number. That's my favorite number. 7 days. Okay. You guys honest? Nothing to say? Okay. We'll keep moving. You guys want to say something, though, leave it there. If not, I'll just keep moving through it. Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right. I took a cycling class earlier today, man. I've been cycling and stuff, trying to get my fitness right for the bull run. How you gonna run if you can't run, you know? Just kidding. I like cycling, though. BRICS nation Syria urges abandonment of U.S. dollar for global transactions in favor of Chinese yuan. Syria has called for the abandonment of the U.S. dollar for global transactions while urging the endeavor to be led by the BRICS nations. Moreover, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has reportedly called for the adoption of the Chinese yuan for international settlements. The news arrives as the collective bloc has engaged in strong de-dollarization efforts in recent months. Additionally, President al-Assad noted the conflict with the U.S. has taken place on an economic plane. Subsequently, discarding American currency on a global scale is a necessity. Look at them. They're doing the go team thing. Assad stated that the world was in need of China's presence, both economically and politically. Moreover, it affirms that the presence of an alternative currency should continue to facilitate a necessary global power shift. How this development impacts the Middle East and potential BRICS membership remains to be unseen. Every single picture, they're holding hands like they're like the best of friends. Yeah. I mean, guys, why do I give you all this BRICS news? Because every single week there's a bunch of BRICS news, and BRICS news is bad for the dollar. Guys, it's infiltrating the mass consciousness. BRICS. What's a BRICS? BRICS. There's a BRICS currency? BRICS. You're hearing more BRICS currency that doesn't even exist yet than the dollar used for international settlements. You're hearing a bunch of Chinese yuan being used in replace of the dollar. It's coming, and the writing's on the wall, and like everyone knows it. These shifts, these macro shifts that occur are so big. They're so large. There's so much money involved. It's like if you try to put your hand against the steamroller, what you gonna do, huh? Get rolled over. It's like already in the works. It's not if, it's when. And when it happens, Syria, Iran, Argentina, the list goes on and on. Just go back in my videos. It shows you who's calling for ditching of the dollar. Every single week, there's more and more. That's funny. The trend seems like it's increasing, not slowing down, right? And what is a trend? Your friend until the end. And when it comes to the end, you better be positioned correctly, or else you will get ran over with the steamroller. Goku power. 10 people, what's good? All of the world's cobalt comes from Africa. Yeah. True. A lot of the lithium comes from China. A lot of these metals come from BRICS nations. Okay, that's cool. Tell me what, we can sanction these countries, but guess what? America needs metal. The world and the West needs metal. Like, you couldn't hate these countries all you want until you don't have cell phone batteries. And you want to see people get crazy? Take their cell phones away. See, this is what I talk about, that shift is so large. It's like, if the incentives are aligned, it's almost damn near guaranteed. And it is, because the world doesn't run on dollars. The world runs on commodities. Dollars buy the commodities. So whoever owns the commodities ultimately will rule the world. Simple as that. Pepe for president? It'd probably be better. Damn. I'm with it. We should just have a DAO, America, like a US DAO. Decentralized autonomous organization, where we just like all vote Democrat. The highest votes, we do whatever. Like the whole position of president, guys, and I don't know how you feel politically, just so you know, I don't really lean to any aisle. I just think it's all a fucking sham. I think it's a sham. I think it's fake. Why do we only have 2 parties? What the hell? Like, can we have more parties? Can we have actual choice instead of like you can control it here or get controlled here, and that's your only choice, So let's open it up. Let's radically switch it. 12 people. Yup, and the US will lose dominance to digital yuan till it gets a CBDC. Did you see the Boston Dynamic Dog with ChatGPT in it? It's gonna get crazy. I did. Forgot to put that in here. I might just throw it in there because that's a big deal. Let me look it up. But yeah, guys, I have at the end of the stream, I reserve that section for AI content. AI, I have 5 articles, and that's another one. This thing is growing so fast. It's so fast. This is the most adopted technology besides Bitcoin, besides the internet, above those 2 ever in existence, ever. So this thing is about to get crazy, because you think tech moves fast? How fast is AI moving? It's it's kind of scary, guys. Only thing US can do about the BRICS is have World War III. We pick and fight with Russia and China. Yeah, but even so, what's that going to do? Make us people like us more? No. The battlefield isn't on the war front. It's in the economy and business. People say America's biggest business is war. And China's biggest business is business. I think the world's tired of like this scorch and burn policy the United States has, and they just want to do business and make money, and they're willing to do that with China. China doesn't have to really lift fingers to change the world. They're not really doing that. America does. So if America tries to start a war like that, it's not only going to hurt their popularity on a global scale. It might prolong it for some time, the shift from happening, but it's still inevitable. Two-party system is dumb, red and blue, Bloods and Crips, just creates conflict, pick a team. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. You go down this path, you end up where I want you to go. You go down this path, it might be a scenic route, but you still end up at the same place. That's actually a thing. Did you read the White House Gov PDF on the 4IR? Did that come out recently? If so, no. I know I read like Biden's request for cryptocurrency regulation like months ago. That was long. I read the whole thing here. Not quite sure what you're talking about. Send a link. All right, let's get into it. Much to go over, much to learn. Oh, not here. Did I just do that? Yeah. Iran seeks BRICS membership to counter Western hegemony. Promote multipolar world, says President Raisi. My bad. Might be saying it wrong. Yeah. Iranian president said on Tuesday that Iran plans to join the BRICS group to participate in the creation of a multipolar world. He explained that after joining the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or SCO, Iran is getting prepared to join the BRICS group. The Iranian president was quoted as saying, "We condemn a unipolar world which makes it possible for the United States and some 3 or 4 other countries to feel the rulers of the world." President Vladimir Putin said this week that the multipolarity trend will intensify and those who do not follow this trend will lose. The SCO was established in 2001 as a political, economic, and defense alliance. It is the world's largest regional organization. Iran recently became the 9th member of the SCO, joining China, India, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, I haven't even heard that, Russia, Pakistan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. The group also has observer states Afghanistan, Belarus, Mongolia, as well as dialogue partners such as Armenia, Azerbaijan, Cambodia, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Turkey, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. Noting that the US sought to isolate Iran and hinder its participation in the SCO, but failed. President Raisi stressed that the SCO membership has brought many benefits to Iran, including increased trade and access to new markets. Recently, the group revealed its plan to move away from the US dollar and settle trades in the national currencies of its member countries. In June last year, that Iran had applied to join the economic bloc, which comprises of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The group is pushing to expand global influence, and 19 countries have either filed an application to join BRICS or have expressed interest to join. Iran has never been big fans of the United States, the US dollar hegemony, and wants to be a forefront, like on the cutting edge of world economic trade. They want to be involved. They want to participate. However, U.S. sanctions over the years have made them feel marginalized and isolated. And they even have their president saying so in this article here. So one thing's for sure. They know that if they stay in the current world order that they have with the U.S., they lose. They've been losing. They're tired of losing. And they want to shake it up. They want to turn over the table. So they're joining BRICS because BRICS just lets them participate. And it's a fair playing field for them. Why not? It's smart for them to do so. Can you blame them? No. And for every single country that joins the BRICS nations, I understand. We've weaponized the dollar against people. We've been bad stewards of the world reserve currency. We've inflated it. You're not supposed to do this. We've never had this happen. Currencies have inflated before. individual currencies. But what happens when the world reserve currency inflates? We don't really know. I guess the whole world's about to find out together. But, looking past that, countries aren't dumb and they're always going to do what's best for them 100% of the time. So, hey, Iran, good luck. Good luck. Hopefully you find the success you're seeking. People, what's good? How you been? Crypto Secret Circle, what's good, man? Thanks for stopping by. How you been? Good? Awesome. It's called United States Government National Standards Strategy for Critical and Emerging Technology. I'll look into it. I know that I have an article for El Salvador. El Salvador just introduced that. And that's about 2 articles away. Bear with me, but I didn't know the US did. I looked all over everywhere for last week. Maybe it was before last week. 11 people, what's up? Okay, next one. Argentina foreign minister says Latin American common currency would relieve Argentina's stress on the dollar. Santiago Cafiero, foreign minister of Argentina, talked about the benefits that exist of a common currency for countries in LATAM, would bring the region and his Wait a minute, did I mess it up? 1 second. I'm tripping, man. The cycle class got me all worked up. Talked about the benefits that the existence of a common currency for countries in Latin would bring to the region and his country. Cafiero showed his support for the creation of a currency, stating, "It would be very good to have a common currency because it would avoid all the stress that Argentina has with the issue of the dollar. Argentina has been battling a reduction of its foreign reserves in dollars, which have to be used to pay for imports due to the current structure of international trade. This has led to the Argentine government to try to substitute the use of the dollar for Chinese yuan in its bilateral settlements of China to preserve its dwindling reserves." Now, Brazil President Lula, who stated that Brazil would use this currency to connect with other countries in Latin America to undermine the ubiquitous use of the dollar. The initial reports pointed to this project being similar to the euro, a substitute for the fiat currencies of several countries in the region, with Argentina and Brazil being the first proponents of the idea. The proposal was issued later by the governments of Argentina and Brazil at the CELAC commitment in Buenos Aires in January, where the two governments signed a document to start working on the creation of this common currency. Brazil hates the dollar. I mean, the Brazil president, President Lula over there, he's out there vocalizing, saying, "Why do we keep using the dollar? Why are we keep using the dollar? Why don't we use other currencies?" This guy is the most vocal proponent of de-dollarization I've ever seen. And now he's coming out and not just complaining, he's bringing the world solutions. He's trying to really figure this out because he's really tired of suffering for something that they didn't really do. And what do I mean by that? The tightening of interest rates, the removal of dollars from around the world. That's a problem when international trade has to be done in dollars. What happens when you have not enough dollars, but you still have to buy the same amount of stuff? And in fact, prices are going up. Yeah, at a point, the countries can feel however they feel about the dollar, but at a point, the people start to get pissed. And when people get pissed, you see politicians change their tune. At the end of the day, Brazil doesn't really care about the United States that much. Latin America doesn't care about the United States that much. They care about themselves more, as they should. So, we're seeing different currencies popped up to conduct trade between countries in other parts of the globe. Because the dollar is so hard to source right now, and even if they source it, it might go down later. So, hey, you might as well make it easier for you to survive and thrive by coming up with alternatives. That's what we're seeing here. Brazil, Argentina are about to de-dollarize South America. And that's not even including the crypto use they use. That's not even including settlements in yuan that Brazil has been participating in. We have a lot of currencies coming together to fight the dollar. It's not looking good for the dollar. You know, you don't bring one guy to a fight when other team has like 5 guys, you know? 12 people, what's good? Actually, let me go one more. Zimbabwe sets price to sell gold-backed digital tokens. Zimbabwe's central bank has set a price for its gold-backed digital tokens. The country is planning to sell its gold-backed digital currency to investors starting May 8th. The token will be sold at a minimum price of $10 for individuals and $5,000 for corporations and other entities. According to a statement released by the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe on May 4th, the gold-backed digital currency tokens will be sold in the United States or United dollars. United dollar, man, will be sold in US dollars and local currencies. The introduction of a digital token is the latest move by the Southern African nation to support its own local currency, which was weakened 37% against the US dollar on the official market this year, according to Bloomberg. Zimbabwe has been battling currency instability and high inflation rates for over 10 years. After a period of hyperinflation, the country adopted the US dollar in 2009. In an attempt to revive the struggling economy, the Zimbabwean dollar has been introduced in 2019. However, in 2020, the government reverted back to using the US dollar to control rising prices. My bad. However, in 2022, the government reverted back to using the US dollar to control rising prices. Zimbabwe, I remember that hyperinflation happening. Like Bitcoin, the premium for Bitcoin was skyrocketing at that point. I think it was like 30,000 over the market price for that local market. So you'll start to see when periods of hyperinflation occur, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies benefit greatly. And in an attempt to save that hyperinflating currency, they adopted the dollar. However, then the dollar started hyperinflating. They brought the Zimbabwean currency back and it started falling down. You notice fiat currencies aren't very good at holding their peg. They almost sound like a stable coin. Funny. The only way to really stop a currency from collapsing is tying an amount of gold to your currency. And we're starting to see that happen in Zimbabwe right here. Russia did it too. Fiat currencies always go to zero 100% of the time. It might take a long time, but it's never not happened. Dating all the way back to like Ming Dynasty China. They were the ones that first came out with fiat currency. That crashed too. So guys, let it be a lesson to you. These fiat currencies, while it feels safer in the short run, they're 100%, they're not even risky. They're just a Ponzi scheme in the long run. You're probably feeling that now. Ever go to the grocery store lately? You probably feel it in your wallet right now. 13 people, what's good? You trust those BRICS guys? Because I don't. If the dollar fall, euro will replace. Euro is already second most used coin to world trades. Yeah, I don't trust the dollar. It's just gonna happen. I don't have to feel a way about it. It's just gonna happen. Trust me. My feelings don't matter. Your feelings don't matter. It's just gonna happen. Like I talked, it's like a macro force. It's so big. It's gonna crush anyone who stands in its way because the incentives are aligned. Like countries would rather trade in BRICS because number one, they got the commodities to back it. So if you look at the Western, and so you know, there's a relationship between the dollar and the euro. So it's not like you're hedging your bet. It's called a dollar-euro system. They support each other. That's why the United States Central Bank does the same thing as the European Central Bank. You know what I mean? They move in lockstep. So if the dollar dies, the euro dies, then what? You know? But no, it's not like I like them. As an investor, you have to look down the pike and assess the world the way it is realistically, because remove your feelings, you have to position yourself to profit. Because guys, you not liking it's not going to change a thing. It's going to happen. So if it's going to happen, you might as well get on the train and get off the tracks. Yeah, I just want to make that clear, guys. It's not like I'm anti-American. It's just the world we live in, and the world's shifting and it's becoming anti-dollar. The world can be messed up. Yours doesn't have to be. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is pro-crypto, only 2024 pres candidate. He is. There was an article on it. He's calling for the debt ceiling thing, and it's going to be horrible economic collapse, this and that. I mean, he's not wrong. But wouldn't that be poetic justice if he became president off the back of the assassination of his family member? 13 people, what's good? The strategic paper was just released yesterday. Wow. Dub, how you feeling? Pretty good. Feel pretty good. Feel good. Hold up. Let me see if I can find that. How you guys been? What coins you been looking at? How do you feel about the bull run? Or what? How do you feel about the market in general? Put it in the chat right now. I'd like to know. See what the peoples are thinking. Crypto paper US. You guys aren't feeling nothing? Okay. What? I don't see it. That's interesting. I don't know. I have to look for it later. Okay, guys. Bull run. Is it a bull run? LOLs? Well, I mean, price going up. It's not a. I said, how you feeling about the bull run coming? But look, guys, I know how some of you guys are. You don't believe it till you see it. That's why you get in later. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. At some point, guys, investing is very faith-based. Okay? Like, what? Like, you're just gonna buy when candles going green? That's not how you get 1000%, but do what you do. I ain't here to tell you what to do. 12 people, what's up? I feeling bull about Wax P. Hey, Bitcoin. Yo, Dub, I found out about futures past few months. Learned long and shorts. Got wrecked. Yeah. Yeah. Leverage is leverage will do that to you. We go sideways till the end of the year. Okay. Nah. Your crystal ball? Got you. I'm waiting for all season. Been buying XPRT, but it keeps going lower and lower. Hey, man. Look, if you guys are trying to nail the exact top, nail the bottom, fool's errand. Don't try. Stop trying. It's all about like catching a large majority of the move. Because then you're going to do that thing of like, oh, I should have done this and that and that. It's irrational thinking, man. It's just like emotions, you know? But look, that's why I'm not doing a lot of price. We all got to do what's best for us. You do what's best for you. I'll do what's best for me. We'll focus on the news. Bang. 12 people. Sent your link on Telegram. Guess you didn't get the link I posted there. Maybe not. 12 people. El Salvador president signs law eliminating taxes on technology and innovations. El Salvador president Nayib Bukele, my bad, I might not even put that in the video, signed a law today eliminating taxes on technology innovations. Moreover, noted that the Innovations and Technology Manufacturing Incentive Act will eliminate income, property, capital gains, and important tariffs of technology innovations. The announcement reinforces El Salvador's perspective as a haven for technology development. Additionally, they stated that the new act protects technology innovation, software and app programming, AI, computer, and communications hardware and manufacturing. Various developments in the tech sector have been marred with regulatory action. Specifically, generative AI and crypto have seen unclear regulations halt their development. Subsequently, El Salvador has been quick to create an alternative environment through this new law. Like I've said like years ago, if the US doesn't want to be the forerunner and like the pioneer and the trailblazer for crypto and emerging technology, other countries will. Why? Because the incentives are aligned to do so. We see El Salvador stepping up. We see China even allowing research on crypto. We see all this stuff because whoever is like regulatorily friendly to these new technologies will reap massive gains. These technologies are going to make money, lots of money. And it's in these nations' best interest to attract them. So instead of acting like a prima donna like the United States is, and acting like, well, you have to do this and that and putting through ringers and trying to kill these companies, other countries are actually going to help them and actually going to let them save money. Because coming to their country creates jobs. More jobs means more money in their people's pockets. More money in people's pockets means a more profitable and flourishing economy. which ultimately benefits everyone. Now, why is Uncle Sam doing this? Not sure. It's not very smart. But hey, I gotta say, I don't think the U.S. has done everything the U.S. done hasn't been smart. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But again, I think this regulatory hard approach on emerging technologies is very arrogant. It's very arrogant of the West, as if companies and people don't have choices. They do, and we're about to see that. And at the point where the United States starts to lose actual jobs and lose out on profits, we'll watch them have FOMO and watch them pivot, but it'll be too late. And it sucks to say, but hey, we don't have to follow that mistake. We don't. We're our own people. We can do whatever we want with our investments, especially with blockchain. You know what I mean? So learn from the US. You might live in the US. Well, hopefully your finances will be better than the US. 14 people. Let me get one more. I got a lot of articles, guys. I got to keep them moving. My bad, but I'll come back. IMF chief warns of more IMF chief warns of more weaknesses in U.S. banking sector. Sees gradual shift away from the U.S. dollar. International Monetary Fund (IMF) Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva expect more vulnerabilities in the U.S. banking sector amid a growing de-dollarization trend worldwide. One second. The managing director of the International Monetary Fund, Kristalina Georgieva, talked about the U.S. banking crisis and a growing de-dollarization trend Monday at the 2023 Milken Institute Global Conference in Beverly Hills, California. The IMF chief warned of more vulnerabilities in the U.S. banking sector, noting that the Federal Reserve's rapid interest rate hikes have exposed weaknesses at some banks and that the pain may not be over. She said, "It doesn't mean that we have a free pass. It doesn't mean that there wouldn't be more vulnerabilities to come." The IMF managing director also talked about a growing de-dollarization trend globally. While Georgieva does not see any viable alternatives among global currencies to replace the US dollar as the world reserve currency in the near future, she acknowledged there has been a gradual shift away from the dollar. It was 70% of reserves. Now it's slightly under 60%. Guys, a reduction of 10% of global reserves from dollar to other things is a huge shift. It's not a gradual shift. That's a huge shift. That's more than 10% in like a short period of time. And when the world holds less dollars, guess where those dollars go? Back to the US. What happens when there's more dollars in the US chasing the same amount of goods? Prices go up. So that's why I said money printer doesn't have to go burr, although it is. We've been printing to paper over the banking crisis. At the same time, global dollars are coming from offshore back to the mainland, increasing the amount of dollars in existence. Just wait. Inflation is going to have another leg up, and it's going to be bigger than the last one, and this is going to scare people. And this is what's going to fuel the rise of cryptocurrency, gold and silver, and commodities. Mark my words. Mark my words. It's not like I'm guessing this is going to happen. Economics are dynamics. They're not guesses. It's not like random. They're forces, economic forces, cause and effect. More dollars means more inflation eventually. The reason it takes time, there's usually a lag in the banking sector because we have that much money now. It's like the ocean, right? Like a ripple might start in the ocean miles and miles away, and then it turns into a big old wave. It takes time for it to happen, but that's why they call it liquidity. Get it? 13 people, what's good? One more. PacWest stock falls 54% following report. Bank weighing sales. Let's get into the banking crisis articles. I got a few of these. PacWest Bancorp shares tumbled 54% after hours today, following new reports that the bank is weighing a sale. Since the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank in March, the bank being seized by the government, the shares of many West Coast regional banks have seen a hit. West stocks are already down 70% this year and may see more hits in the near future if the reports are true. PacWest reports that total deposits declined more than $5 billion in the first quarter and $28.2 billion as of March 31st. Currently, there is no guarantee that PacWest will be the next bank seized by the government. With the Silicon Valley Bank already in the hands of the U.S. government, it is certainly possible. However, it all depends on how much further the PacWest stock change for the worst over the coming weeks. A U.S. regulator already took control of another bank, First Republic, this week. Didn't they say the banking crisis was over? Didn't they say the banking crisis was sound? Like 3 of the 4 biggest bank collapses in U.S. history has happened in the last month. Does that sound sound to you? PacWest, stocks falling ever since SVB. SVB was the first domino to collapse a bunch of other banks. First Republic, PacWest is up in the mix, Credit Suisse. And what has this central bank's response been over each and every time? To print more money. Because these banks are all connected to every other bank because they all own each other's debt. So if one falls, even though it looks small, it's a ripple effect until a big one happens. So we'll have to see what happens with PacWest. Hasn't been seized as of yet, at least from what I understand. But it's not off the table. What is this gonna look like at the end? Is the U.S. government gonna own all the banks? Is this just gonna be some kind of zombie nationalized banking system? If that happens, it sounds like we're more like China now. 13 people, it's good. 1 year, 3 months, 1 month, 1 week chart on Cake all look awful. I didn't look at Cake in a long time. Cake. I don't even know if Cake's coming back. See, like those, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't really have a good... I'll be honest though, like I'm not super well versed in BSC. I know of BSC. I know of altcoins and shitcoins in BSC, but I know Cake's a big one in BSC, but I sometimes I question how sticky the money is in it, right? Like BSC people don't have a lot of loyalty. Like they just kind of go wherever the yield is. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think? You think like, how loyal is the money in BSC? Like, Ethereum people, they're very, very devout to Ethereum, and vice versa for like Polygon and Osmosis and so on and so forth. For BSC, you guys, I almost say you guys, but they seem to be jumping back and forth. Like, it's fun though. It's definitely fun. It's like a Wild West kind of feel. Might need to get yourself a bag. Maybe. I have a few DEX plays. I think overall, I think the bigger trend is DEX plays. DEXs. What? Look, if the banking system goes down, how are you going to get your money into crypto? Through centralized exchanges. If the banks don't work. And that doesn't even like consider the crypto exchanges banks, right? So I think we're going to see a move into decentralization for getting these things, because what if the banking system goes down and inflation is going ham and people just need to figure it out and they're very desperate? People get very motivated when they're suffering pain. You know what I mean? And that would be financial pain. So we'll have to see. They're going to test society again. I can see a power cut of some sort of blackout. No internet for like a short period of time, and end of this year. I heard something about like it made sense. What was it? I think it had to do with like AI. Like an AI powered like attack against the electricity grid or something. I mean, look, ChatGPT could learn a lot of stuff. I don't know if you guys have been playing around with it, but it's kind of wild. So like, I'm sure there's like a version owned by some kind of government or bad actor somewhere, a cartel that's got a lot of money that could pay some dude, you know what I mean? And they could remove the locks on it where it tells you how to do crazy stuff. And then they tell it, hey, hack it. How do you hack into a power grid? And it'll tell you. Guys, what's going on? Like AI? Honestly, I didn't know if I was going to be alive to see this. But like, it came and I'm not as old as I thought I would be. This is insane. 12 people. The US is consolidating their banks like the big six banks in Canada in preparation for their CBDC rollout. They have too many banks as is. Yes, this is a consolidation of liquidity from the regional and small banks and credit unions into the big banks. And like you say, it's reminiscent of Canada, it's also reminiscent of China. China has their own separate financial system from the West. It's nationalized, it's all owned by the government, even though they have company names. Their end owner is the government. So we're watching the nationalization of banks. We're watching the aggregation of deposits into bigger banks, and we're watching the reduction of the amount of banks so it can be more controlled. I do agree with you 100%. Yeah, I've been playing with it. They getting our data, yo. Yeah, but dude, like, they got our data anyway. I mean, have you read any of the, like, have you read the Patriot Act? Have you read any of that stuff? Like, they've been on it. They were on it from the rollout of the smartphone. And like, look, with your fingerprint, oh, it's so easy. Unlock your phone. They got your fingerprint. They got your iris. They got your facial, like, scan. They got everything. So what else are they going to take, man? At this point, Google, if you use Gmail, they got all your correspondence. They got your socials. Man. They damn near going for your health information. We saw that happen over the last couple of years. So 11 people, what's good? Western Alliance shares plummet 53% after reports of sale exploration. The banking sector has faced the banking sector has faced a difficult period in 2023 due to a series of events. The collapse of Silvergate Bank, Signature Bank, and Silicon Valley Bank caused repercussions throughout the financial industry. PacWest Bank Corp stock trading was halted. Wait, did I do this already? PacWest. I just talked about PacWest, right? It's another one. Yeah, I think it is. My bad. Next one. My bad, guys. Scratch that. There's another one, though. There's always like a bank run. It's always news on a bank run. My bad. Phoenix's Western Alliance Bank Corp sees second big decline after reports of sale that bank denies. Okay. Phoenix-based Western Alliance Bank Corp took the unusual move Thursday of categorically denying a media report that it is putting some or all of its business up for sale as investors have grown nervous about banks, such as the company's subsidiary that holds significant amounts of uninsured deposits. The bank's stock fell. The bank's stock first fell sharply in March after bank runs at other institutions that led to their sales. Our fundamentals remain strong, and our story is one of continuing financial strength. The spokeswoman told Arizona Republic, Western Alliance Bank continues to be strong, stable, and sound. Well, now we're seeing people freak out. They're flinching. They're freaking out at any sound or sign of trouble in the banking sector. Now people are shaky, especially in these small banks. We might start seeing banks that aren't even in trouble plummet in price because people are just not willing to put up with the risk. This is the problem, and we're starting to see panic set in. This is panic, right? It's an emotional draw. You know, like, okay, First Republic, Silvergate, SVB, all these had problems, and people had a good reason to pull their deposits out. Now we're seeing stuff like Bancorp suffer from these events, even though they say they're not really in trouble. Now we have to take it with a grain of salt because it tends to be the trait of the banker to lie to you right before something bad happens and say everything's fine, everything's cool, chill out. Then bang, you get hit with the big one. So I don't really trust them as far as I can throw them, but if they are telling the truth, and I really don't have a reason to think they aren't, this is a good example of panic. So, guys, I don't know how much money you have in the bank, but a lot more people are getting a lot more nervous about keeping their money in the so-called traditional safe banking system. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. And with removing the capital requirements for banks to have, it used to be 10% fractional reserve, and I don't think they have to have any of percent. And they're still having liquidity issues. That is not good. And we have the Fed printing money to paper over these collapses, and there's still not enough money. That's not good. People are pulling their dollars out. People don't want dollars like that anymore. The world's sending them back. Because the value is going away. It's just a bad thing, all in all. So we'll have to watch this. But more bank news. First Horizon shares crash after TD Bank deal terminated. Bloomberg reported First Horizon held a conference call earlier today, seeking to claim investors after the merger agreement with Toronto Dominion Bank was terminated. The traditional bank said it has stable funding and adequate capital. Earlier, we reported TD terminated a merger agreement with First Horizon on unspecific regulatory issues. Perhaps the termination could be due to a series of regional bank failures. TD's initial plan was to purchase First Horizon for $13.4 billion. It would have allowed the Canadian bank to expand its presence in the Southeast with over 400 new bank branches and 1.1 million individuals and business customers across 12 states. However, the merger termination comes as the U.S. regional banking system is in turmoil. First Republic Bank earlier this week was the second biggest bank failure in the U.S. history and the fourth regional leader to collapse since March after Silvergate, SVB, and Signature Bank. I don't even know what to say. Like, all these banks are failing. The United States government is looking for people to buy it. Interested parties approach. But because more and more banks are failing, it scares the potential buyers, causing them to drop their deals. And then these problems that were figured out, or at least claimed by the media to be figured out, all of a sudden aren't again. So we have all these banks that potentially have buyers. They throw it out in the news like, oh, it's getting bought, but the sale falls through. And then we still have a problem, and the government has to buy the bank. It's a negative feedback loop. It's just like a cyclone. It's a vortex. It funnels down. No one's going to buy these banks because people with this much money aren't stupid. They're not going to buy like something that's already falling, like why? Why would you even put yourself through that? I don't expect them to. I don't think they should, and they won't. So the United States government's going to have to come in and buy the entire banking system. That's what I really think is going to happen. They're going to have to pay for the entire banking system. Why do I think that? Because Janet Yellen came out last month stating that they're willing to print $17 trillion to support the entire banking system if they need to. And I think they might do it. And if they do it, what do you think happens to your money, your dollars? Number go down, Bitcoin go up. That's it. 13 people, what's up? You guys good? Let me get another one. I got like 20-something articles today. I'm trying to get them through in a manageable time. SEC, what is going on here? Get out of here. No. I can't be reading with all this stuff. SEC investigates trades by First Republic executives before sale to JP Morgan. Another one. The Securities and Exchange Commission is investigating the conduct of First Republic Bank executives before the government seizure and sale of the lender to JP Morgan Chase & Company, according to two people familiar with the matter. The SEC is looking into whether any members of the then executive team of First Republic improperly traded on insider information, said one of the people who asked not to be identified because the probe hasn't been publicly disclosed. It couldn't immediately be determined which former executives are the focus of the inquiry. Get out of here. It won't get out of here. Reps of the SEC and JP Morgan declined to comment. First Republic was seized by regulators and sold to JP Morgan on Monday in a government-led deal after a drama-filled weekend. Separately, the SEC has been probing the trading activity of Silicon Valley Bank executives before its collapse in March. Oh, how tangle the web we weave. This is a mess. We have all regional banks collapsing, plummeting. All the banks in California are looking like a shit show. And then we have deals falling through. people coming through, maybe buying them. Those are falling through. We have insider trading going on. This is crazy. But like, isn't that like the C-suite to insider trade? I mean, they do it all the time. Like, it doesn't happen in every company, but it happens in a lot because these people are the closest to information, right? And you have to understand, executives get paid in like bonuses. That's why they like to hit their numbers, because they get financial incentives to perform well. Their branches to perform well, right? So like, they want to sell their stocks because a large portion of their compensation is in stocks, and stocks have been going down. So if they know something sooner than later, they're like, I gotta get the bag and run. And that's what some of them do. But if it's not public information, it's illegal. This is not gonna be the last episode of insider trading in this banking crisis. So we'll have to see. But it sounds like the deal to sell First Republic to JP Morgan is contingent upon there not being any foul play. Now, which way was the insider trading occurring? On First Republic side or JP Morgan side? Because if it's on JP Morgan side, that's a little shady. So like, like how much stock of First Republic did the JP Morgan trader sell? Did the JP Morgan seller or trader selling cause a cascade effect, reducing the price to allow JP Morgan to come in and pick it up for pennies on the dollar? Interesting. I guarantee we'll find out more in the weeks to come. All right, guys. What? Canada is owned by China and China. Yeah. China has a big influence in Canada. They do. I mean, remember that truckers protest that you guys were doing? That was tight, by the way. Shout out to the Canadian truckers. That was sick. But remember, like the Canadian government froze the assets of the truckers because they didn't like what they were doing. That's very China-esque, being kind of totalitarian, freezing up assets. But hey, on the global stage, America's been that way as well, freezing assets of other countries. There's this totalitarian trend going around lately that I don't know if the whole world is super enthused about. So we will start seeing some pushback. Will we not? I think we will. Baby lawn Phi bun. Yo, when I got into Bitcoin 2013, I did not see like it being dominated by dog tokens. And Elon Musk, man, dang, he's all up in crypto now. He's like the meme of the year. I remember Doge used to be the meme, but it's gone on steroids now. It's crazy. Pepe is funny though. I always thought that meme was funny. So gross. He looks gross, Okay, we're almost through the banking news, but this has been a while, right? There's a lot been going on the macro front. There's a lot been going on the banking front. That's what's been happening this week. I have some crypto too. We're almost into it. Bear with me. Thank you. 48% of Americans are worried about their money safety in U.S. banks, more than during the peak of 2008 crisis. Amid turbulence in the United States banking system, nearly half of Americans are anxious about the safety of their money they have in accounts at banks or other financial institutions. A total of 48% of U.S. adults say that they are concerned about their money, including 19% who are very and 29% who are moderately worried. At the same time, 30% are not too worried and 20% are not worried at all. These findings are from a Gallup poll conducted April 3rd to 25th, the month after Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank collapsed. News about the failure of a third bank, First Republic, came after the poll was completed. Republicans, independents, middle and lower income adults, and those without a college degree are more worried than their counterparts about the safety of their money. Whereas majorities Republicans, 55%, and independents, 51%, say they are at least moderately worried, and 36% of minorities of Democrats are worried. Okay. Similarly, so many words. 54% of US adults with no college degree are very or moderately worried, while 36% of college graduates are. About half of Americans with an annual household under 100,000 express worry about their money, while 40% of those with higher incomes do. After several recent high-profile bank failures in the US, about half of Americans are concerned about the safety of their money that they have in banks and other financial institutions. This is on par with the level of worry measured during the financial crisis in 2008, when financial institutions previously believed to be too big to fail collapsed. And while Gallup has not measured this during calmer times for the banking industry, the December 2008 reading showed slightly diminished concern after the crisis had been addressed, suggesting high worry about the security of deposits may not be the norm for Americans. People are starting to notice it's hard to really cover it up. When people's money goes away, it gets talked about. And with the proliferation of media on the internet now, it's less centralized, it's more decentralized, it gets out, right? So this is a problem that a lot of adults, at least in the United States, have not had to worry about in their entire lives, right? Like banking crisis, not being able to get your money out. This hasn't really happened in mainland United States for a while. I mean, like last time was 2008. That's wild. And even then, I mean, it was fixed. We printed it and we have the luxury of having the reserve currency. So we can print it and the money shows up and the money gets valued down a little bit, but no one really cares. It wasn't like that much back then, right? But inflation is like, it compounds over time. You get a little more, you get a little more until it gets like, dang, I can only get half what I used to get. And then it starts to going up more aggressively. And that's when you have hyperinflation. Right. So 48% of Americans are worried about their money in the banks. Every single day we see another bank go down. I'm in California. All these banks are in California. So people in California are talking about it a lot. Right. It's kind of like a topic. So with that said, we've only really had to suffer regional banks going down, and we haven't really suffered at all because every time it happens, the Fed comes out and prints. Right. But the second a big bank goes down, right, like a JP Morgan goes down, like a Wells Fargo or a Bank of America goes down, then that number is going to go above 48%. And mind you, this doesn't even include Pac West. This is back that, what is it? Stopped at First Republic? They took this survey. So maybe more people are concerned, but what I will tell you is this is a trend that will increase because the banking system is dying. It really is. I mean, like, the Fed is increasing interest rates. There's less money in the system. With less money in the system, not everyone's money's there. That's just the fact of the matter. And in fact, most of our money wasn't there ever. They only hold 10% of deposits. And now I think it's 9% of the deposits. So guys, this begs the question, when are people going to really wake up, see the writing on the wall, and say the answer is Bitcoin, gold, or silver? That's it. In terms of tangible wealth outside of the system, blockchain or commodities, that's it. That's it. Because the dollar and CDs and treasury bonds and money markets, that's products, financial products of the West that aren't doing too hot. People believe in show me now. They want to see it. They want to feel it. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want an IOU, because every time we get an IOU, the bankers screw us. Unfortunate, but that's reality, y'all. 14 people. Wow, what's up? We're growing every week. Every week. Please give me a like. Please give me a sub if you haven't. Please give me a comment. Engage in my videos. I don't ask for money. All I ask is for engagement. And what the reason I say that is it helps my videos get more views. I like when videos get more views. And then, like, I don't know. If you get a lot of people here, maybe we can have some influence. You know? Cheers. Please. Please. And if you can't make the whole live stream, no worries. I understand you're busy, people. As long as you come back throughout the week, make sure you click that bell notification. You get on my videos. I send out every single story I talk about here in its own individual video for you to consume within a minute or two. Trying to be thoughtful of your time. Gentlemen and gentlewomen of scholarly pursuits. 14 people, what's up? Where was I at? The U.S. is consolidating their banks. Okay, talked about that. Hi, what's up? How you been? Good to see you. All right, all right. Next one, guys. I have like 23 articles a day. I gotta take a break though. 1 second. Okay. Coinbase launches international crypto exchange. Coinbase is one of the key players in the cryptocurrency space in the US. The exchange and CEO, Brian Armstrong, have been quite vocal about the lack of regulatory clarity for cryptocurrencies in the US. The exchange has now decided to go international. This is considered a step towards implementing the chapter of the exchange Go Too Deep, Go Broad global expansion strategy according to the details. Coinbase has launched an international crypto exchange. The exchange said that it decided to become a public company in the US because it believed the country could embrace fundamental innovation. However, the firm has now decided to go focus on international markets, where many nations are trying to establish themselves as a crypto hub. According to the details, the new international exchange will allow institutional users based in the US to trade perpetual futures. Additionally, the exchange stated, building out a global perpetual future exchange for digital assets will help support an updating of the financial system by making Coinbase's trusted products and services more accessible to users of digital assets who live outside the US. The exchange listed BTC and ETH perpetual futures contracts earlier today, with all trades settled in USDC. The contracts will also initially offer 5x leverage. Wow. That's awesome. That's interesting. Good for Coinbase. I don't know if you guys have seen, I'm going to be releasing YouTube shorts tomorrow, a bunch of them, with like recent news videos and stuff and some commentary from me. One of them being Brian Brooks, who is the CEO of Coinbase, speaking on his response to SEC's well notice. Pretty much a notification that they're about to get crazy with them, sue them, all that stuff. Brian Brooks is a reasonable guy. I bought my first Bitcoin from Brian Brooks. He started Coinbase in 2012. I bought mine in 2013. It was the only credible place to get it, right? Because before then, the only place to get them was Mt. Gox, and that imploded. It was always a very stand-up, in my eyes, a stand-up crypto exchange. Never did me dirty. I've been doing business with them for 10 years plus, and they've been trying to be forthcoming up and do the right thing in terms of the IRS and the SEC. The whole crypto ecosystem has been asking and pleading for the government to hand down regulations so we could know that we're in compliance. However, they failed to do so. And instead of working with them in good faith, they've kept them in the dark. They had multiple meetings with them, and then they decide to come after them. That's not good for innovation. It scares innovation away. And we see one of our most promising companies that even went public within America leave America because they're tired of dealing with the inconsistency and lack of clarity. We see El Salvador opening up. We see even Hong Kong opening up. We see Russia opening up. We see everyone opening up and coming out with the regulatory framework. Uncle Sam is about to miss the train. If Coinbase is leaving, it's not looking pretty for the United States in terms of capitalizing on this crypto trend. Now, I will tell you, we don't have to wait for the United States to capitalize on the crypto trend. You just get crypto. It's sad to see them go. I understand why they did. I hope they come back one day. And I hope the United States shapes up and gets their act together in terms of crypto. Because in my personal opinion, this is not a nice to have. This is literally a matter of national security. Because crypto goes up a lot, right? Nations will profit from this a lot. What if the nations that we aren't so friendly with profit a lot? That means they get tougher to compete with. That means they could even attack us better. I'm telling you, it's adapt or die. The sooner you get into crypto, the better off you are. Almost all the time. All right. Next one. MasterCard partners with Polygon, Solana, Ava. Let me start over. MasterCard partners with Polygon, Solana, Ava, and others to launch crypto credential system. At Consensus 23, MasterCard unveiled a new innovation step In their work on blockchain technology, specifically, the payment company has unveiled MasterCard crypto credential in collaboration with Polygon, Solana, Avan, and more. The payment technology company announced the service would install trust in the blockchain ecosystem. Additionally, the efforts will enhance verification of NFTs, ticketing, enterprise, and other payment solutions. The company's head of crypto and blockchain, Rajan Damaharan, discussed that the innovation system will mean, stating, what the innovation system will mean, stating MasterCard crypto credentials will establish a set of common standards and infrastructure that will help attest trusted interactions among consumers and businesses using blockchain networks. MasterCard crypto credentials is looking to ensure those interested in interacting with Web3 environments are meeting defined standards for the types of activities they'd like to pursue. Moreover, the collaboration with networks like Polygon and Solana only speaks to the potential of the technology. It's good to see MasterCard getting in the mix. Don't know if you guys know, if you go and pay for anything, they only take Visa and a few other cards. They usually don't accept MasterCard. So MasterCard, who is on the outs in the credit card market in terms of payment solutions, is now trying to slot themselves with the emerging technology. It's very smart for MasterCard. I think this is a great thing. And it's interesting they chose Polygon, Solana, and Avan. I think that's how you say it. Haven't heard of it. I'm always in crypto too. But I don't agree with them that they're inserting trust in the crypto ecosystem. I mean, to be honest, you can't get any more trusted than blockchain. So them integrating with blockchain, I think makes them look more trusted. You might want to switch that, MasterCard, but I understand what they're saying. They're really inferring from the eyes of the regular retail investor who isn't in crypto, seeing MasterCard in there gives them a sense of trust, credibility, because it's a big brand. It's a recognizable brand. And it's a brand that a lot of people have done a lot of business with for a very long time. However, I do think crypto is helping MasterCard out, not the other way around. 15 people, what's up? We need to get Dub back to 400, 500 views on the live, man. Hey, it's going to come back. That's why I started the videos up again. It's going to come back because a lot of the following that was following me just dropped off. That's how it goes in the downturns. Like people disengage because to stay engaged it hurts. You know, it hurts. It's like, it's easier to not look at it, you know, like out of sight, out of mind kind of mentality. So once the number go up again, my 5K following would come back and then some, because then I'm clicking out more content. So like I've learned more about YouTube. I'm trying to not transition, but modify the content in the way that YouTube prefers. It gets it out there more. That's why you've seen a radical shift from me. Right? I'm able to kick out more content like this. I'm able to be more relevant, you know, get to you more often. We could interface more often, keep the lives. So you'll see a lot more stuff from me, but I'm confident that this next run is going to be good for the channel. I'm trying my best to make sure it does that. Said that, 14 people. Okay. Next one. Flying through these. Sports Illustrated launches Polygon-based NFT ticketing platform. Sports Illustrated's new service called Box Office will allow event organizers to issue commemorative non-fungible token tickets, including pre-attendance and post-event attendance perks. Sports Illustrated's ticketing subsidiary SI Tickets launched the Box Office platform, a self-service event management and primary ticketing solution powered by Polygon blockchain, built in conjunction with Web3 software developer Consensus. Box Office enables owners, organizers, and hosts the ability to create, manage, and promote a fully scalable, paid, or free ticketed live sporting event. As part of the new platform, SI Tickets and Consensus are partnering to develop a super ticket that allows hosts to remain connected to their attendees through highlights, collectibles, exclusive offers, and loyalty benefits via NFT technology. Blockchain is the future of ticketing, SI Tickets CEO David Lane said. From the moment we launched our global event marketplace, which now boasts 50 million tickets to over 250,000 sports, concerts, and shows, we have been preparing to enter and disrupt the primary ticket market. Through Super Ticket, Attendees can scan their NFTs for expedited entry passes, drink coupons, music downloads before the event, and can receive post-event video content and rewards thereafter. Guests will keep their tickets to your event in their digital wallets forever, the new website tells event organizers. That's pretty big. Sports Illustrated, that's pretty visionary on their end. So shout out to Polygon for working with a lot of these businesses, right? Sports Illustrated, Google Cloud. What was the other one? MasterCard. Polygon's kind of killing it right now in terms of like working with people. However, I love to see this new use case for NFTs. I think it is revolutionary. Because now, what do you do with your tickets after a sporting event? You just throw it in the trash. With this, there's perks tied to it. Your ticket could even have value past the sporting event, because who's to say? They can continue to drop content to your ticket in your wallet forever. It's always there. So you can have like a recap of the highlights come through. You can have a commemorative like get together at a spot to remember a historic game that occurred that you happen to go to with the NFT ticket. There's so many opportunities to continue and build camaraderie, and I guess you would say, yeah, camaraderie between sports fans, teams, cities. This is amazing. NFTs are the future of community. It'd be cool. And wouldn't it be neat if they even started airdropping money or proceeds or something? What does this mean? That I think that's so cool. I think it's really cool. You know, like in LA, when the Dodgers a couple years ago, I don't know if they still do it, but when the Dodgers would win a game, they'd say, "Hey, on the Dodgers, have a free burger from McDonald's." And I did that a couple times. But that'd be cool if like you just had an NFT and it would drop right to your wallet. You just get it scanned, boop, done. Interesting to see. What are some of the opportunities you see with this emerging tech? I think this is awesome. And Sports Illustrated really moving from the magazine world to the ticketing world. Wow. They're trying to switch up the game. I like that. 14 people. Next one. Litecoin price poised for 700% gain versus Bitcoin, says Charlie Lee. The Litecoin halving is just 3 months away, with the LTC price well positioned for massive gains, argues the founder. Lee argues that LTC BTC could rally up to 0.025 Bitcoin, or over 700% in the next bull cycle, with Litecoin having higher throughput by design, scalability with extension blocks, better fungibility, and privacy from Mimblewimble. I can see an upside target of 10% 0.025 LTC to Bitcoin. In the next bull market, 5% 0.0125 shouldn't be too hard to achieve. I honestly don't see it going much lower than 1% 0.0025 on the downside. The next halving will be in 92 days. This is going to be fun. LTC's recovery in recent months has been accompanied by growing buzz around its upcoming block reward halving. The Litecoin block reward to miner will be cut by 50% from 12.5 Litecoin to 6.25 Litecoin sometime in August 2023. As a result, new LTC supply will drop by 50%, which should, at least in theory, make LTC more scarce on the market and therefore drive up its price. So guys, I went to the first Litecoin summit in 2019 with one of my homies who got me into crypto in 2013. I met Charlie Lee. I spoke to him, asked him some questions on stage regarding Litecoin. I've been in Litecoin since the last halving. And I remember cutting from 24 to 12. And I remember Litecoin going from like $4 to $6 to 400. Yeah, having events have the ability and the potential to have insane price gains, but know that it's only for a time, right? So I'd love to see Litecoin go off. It's really, the bull is really starting to kick in when older coins start to get crazy too. Litecoin is one of the very first altcoins to hit the scene, like when there was only like less than 10 coins in the space. And its analogy is The silver to Bitcoin's gold. Bitcoin's known as the digital gold, and it's a clone. Well, it's not a clone, but it's like, you know, the supply of the Bitcoin amount. It's 4 times that, right? So like, it's focusing on payments. We'll have to see what happens. But the last time I heard Charlie Lee make a call was at the top of the 2017, 2019, my bad, 2017, 2018 bull market high. He was about to say like, yo, there's going to be a multi-year bull market, better sell. And then he sold all his Litecoin at the top. Now he's calling for a big run up. 700% versus Bitcoin, that's a big gain because it's in Satoshis. What does that mean for the dollar, and what does that mean in dollar value, and what will be the price of Litecoin after that increase? Be a lot. That'd be a lot. I like that. It'd be more than 700% though, because Bitcoin is more than $1. 14 people, what's up? Take a break, man. Ooh, it's a lot of articles. How you guys been? Litecoin always move first, then Bitcoin. It's a nice indicator. Yeah, guys, like you've seen it, right? In between the going down, there's been coins going up. They're typically newer. That's the hype factor. That's like that people hoping that it's new, the next Ethereum, it's the next Bitcoin. You know, they want to get in first, but they're not. They're short sustained, right? But with older coins going up, like OG coins from other cycles or multiple cycles back going up, that's a great indicator to show you that that enthusiasm is like fundamentally driven, not just hyped driven. Now, why would there be fundamental momentum in the crypto space? Because de-dollarization, because inflation, because all these things happening in the macro world. And that's why we understand both sides of the coin, to understand the environment in which you invest and then the environment in which you invest. You know what I mean? Like when the money's right, inflation's going up, that typically benefits dollar alternatives. They go up too because they're priced in dollars. With that halving coming up, the reduction of supply, more money to chase less Litecoin can mean upside for Litecoin. Now, it doesn't just mean upside for Litecoin. It means upside for a lot of coins, but Litecoin has its halving. It's a lot of things lined up in a good way. I own Litecoin, so to be fully transparent, I might be biased, whatever, you know. But the message is largely the same, right? Like whether it has a halving or not, we have the right environment brewing to see an increase, a big increase, because we have printing and de-dollarization happening at the same time. At the same time, banking crisis happening. People don't feel comfortable keeping their money in the banks. They have to put their money somewhere, you know? Okay, let's get into AI. I love talking about AI. I don't know why. This is like, I have a similar feeling about AI than I did with Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Godfather of AI quits Google and warns world about impending AI-driven crisis. The godfather of AI resigned from his position at Google, where he has worked for over a decade. He joined a growing chorus of critics who warned of the existential risk artificial intelligence systems pose to humans. Hilton said it was only after quitting Google that he could openly talk about the dangers of AI. He still believed the systems were inferior to the human brain in some ways, but he thought that they were eclipsing human intelligence in others. Maybe what's going on in these systems, he said, is actually a lot better than what's going on in our brain or the brain. As companies improve their AI systems, he believes they become increasingly dangerous. Look at how it was 5 years ago and how it is now. He said of AI technology, take the difference and propagate it forwards. That's scary. Until last year, he said, Google acted as a proper steward of the technology, careful not to release something that might cause harm. But now that Microsoft has augmented its Bing search engine with the chatbot, challenging Google's core business, Google is racing to deploy the same kind of technology. The tech giants are locked in a competition that might be impossible to stop. One of his most immediate concerns is that the internet will be flooded with fake videos, photos, and news, and the average person will not be able to know what is true anymore. Hilton is concerned that automation will disrupt the job market. Chatbots like OpenAI's ChatGPT can already replace personal assistants, translators, and others who handle routine tasks. It takes away the drudge work, he said, adding, it might take away more than that. A recent Goldman Sachs research note predicted that AI could lead to some 300 million layoffs among highly paid non-menial workers in US and Europe. As Goldman chief economist Jens Hatzui, or whatever, put it, using data on occupational tasks in both the US and Europe, we find that roughly 2/3 of current jobs are exposed to some degree of AI automation, and that generative AI could substitute up to 1/4 of current work. Extrapolating our estimates globally suggests that generative AI could expose the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs to automation, as up to 2/3 of occupations could be partially automated by AI. Back to Hilton, he continued to warn AI will eventually eclipse human intelligence. The idea that this stuff could actually get smarter than people, a few believed that. But most people thought it was way off. And I thought it was way off. I thought it was 30 to 50 years or even longer away. Obviously, I no longer think that. In a separate interview, Hilton told BBC News, I've come to the conclusion that the kind of intelligence we're developing is very different from the intelligence we have. The big difference is that with digital systems, you have many copies of the same set of weights, the same model of the world. All these copies can learn separately but share their knowledge instantly. So it's as if you had 10,000 people and whenever one person learns something, everybody automatically knew it. And that's how these chatbots can know so much more than any one person. One of the most significant risks he sees is authoritarian leaders can use AI technology to manipulate the masses. Hilton's concern may be coming a bit late, as the technology is already in use. Similar concerns have been expressed by engineers and scientists in the past in relation to nuclear power and biochemistry. It is inevitable that the world will eventually face an AI-driven crisis. AI is here to stay. Once you've opened the box, Pandora never goes back in it. It's so easy. It's so useful. It's one of the most adopted technologies ever to grace the surface of the earth. No one's going to stop using it. ChatGPT was the trigger. Now the fuse has been set. These things are smart. We started with ChatGPT 3. We're already going on 5 now. 4 just got released. 5's on the way. These things are evolving so fast because they're learning. They can learn now. Software is eating software. Software is making software. And it's so much faster than we're used to. It's almost on an exponential curve. So where will AI be in a year or two? We might be watching AI generated movies where there's no people in them very soon. But with that said, on the topic of this article, AI is as if you had 10,000 people learning something all independently, and once they've learned it, it's all shared across everybody. It's a learning rate that we can't even comprehend. And the problem with making something that is that smart, it has the ability to become smarter than you, then can you really be in control of it? How can you control something you can't outthink? How can you control something that learns instantly and can do a million tasks at the same time, automating entire companies? I don't know. This is a problem we've never had to face in human history. We've always been the dominant species in terms of ability to think. We've made the thing that can take us down. But I guess Terminator predicted this, right? I always thought Arnold was ahead of his time. But to be quite honest, guys, 300 million jobs to get laid off, potentially from AI, that's just the start. These things are going to get better and better and better. They start off taking care of the drudge work. That's a portion of the population losing jobs. Then they learn more, and then they could be able to think and come up with ideas and brainstorm and attack the problems that they see, and then they can do more and more and more until we don't really know where this goes. I mean, what's gonna happen? Is the AI just gonna be the president one day because it's literally the smartest thing? How do we control the AI? To what ability do we give it control over society? because that's still an easy way to give something the keys and it turns against you. You know what I mean? But this is not going to stop. This is why we've been hearing about that central bank digital currency. This is why we've been hearing about universal basic income, because I think the politicians knew the AI would change a game like this. I mean, put a lot of people out of work. And when people are out of work, they get really mad. A way to placate them is to give them money via a CBDC straight to their wallet. Problem with that is that's hyperinflationary. So it's a lot of problems coming together at the same time. We'll have to see how this goes. But AI is here to stay. It's growing rapidly. It's putting people out of their jobs already. We watched Microsoft. We watched IBM lay off 8,000 people, and AI has only been on the scene for 2 months. That's scary. Hey, Dub, you do some work for wanchain, right? What's going on with Jack Liu? Went dark over a year ago. He's still with the project? If so, why gone dark? He just went to Consensus 2023. Look at their Twitter. Him and Dr. Weisha. I know he was dark for a time, but he's traveling around going to conferences now. So check it out. Nothing else? Okay. Continue. Wow, I've been reading a long time. Give me a second, guys. My bad. How you guys been? Damn. Okay. Let's get it. 14 million jobs will be slashed globally by 2027, owing to AI and ESG standards, World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum, WEF, has warned that the employment landscape will change drastically over the next 5 years amid increasing widespread use of artificial intelligence, the transition to green energy, environmental, societal, and governance standards, and slower economic growth. According to the World Economic's Future of Jobs Report 2023, roughly 23% of jobs are expected to change by 2027, with around 69 million new jobs to be created and 83 million estimated, resulting in a decrease of 14 million jobs, or 2% of the current employment. It found that the clerical or secretarial roles, including bank tellers, cashiers, and ticketing clerks, data entry clerks, postal service clerks, and administrative and executive secretaries, will likely see the fastest decline in roles over the next 5 years, relative to their size today, with roughly 26 million fewer jobs by 2027. Meanwhile, certain tech jobs, including those focused on AI and machine learning, sustainable specialists, business intelligence analysts, information security specialists, and fintech engineers, are expected to see an increase in employment. Over the biggest job growth will likely be seen across the fields of education, 10%, leading to 3 million additional jobs, agriculture, 30%, or 3 million additional jobs, and digital commerce and trade, 4 million additional jobs, according to the report. Acceleration in digitization and AI automation are creating tremendous opportunities for the global workforce, but employers, governments, and other organizations need to be ready for the disruption ahead. By collectively offering greater skilling resources, more efficiently connecting talent to jobs, and advocating for well-regulated labor markets, we can protect and prepare workers for a more specialized and equitable future of work, he added. Yeah, World Economic Forum's at it again, stating, hey, there's going to be less jobs. AI is here. We're going to use robots. We're going to use software. We don't need to hire as many people. And slashing 14 million jobs, not even a decade, in the next 4 years, that's going to be pretty epic. It's going to be pretty jarring. It's going to be a big shift in the world that we see today. What's going to happen when 14 million people don't have jobs? Either homelessness is going to explode or universal basic income is going to come in. But the clock is ticking. Something has to be done. Now, with that said, you see a lot of these clerk jobs like getting wiped out, like a lot. So guys, I know this is like, very gloom and doom, but I bring it to you way before the main consciousness gets a hold of it, right? So you can start preparing, pivoting, changing your life, learning the skills so you don't have to be a statistic. But I will say this, today it's one job, tomorrow it might be yours. right? So start thinking about it. Start learning how to use AI in your business, in your job, to make you more efficient so you could last longer and you don't have to be on the government dole via the CBDC. Because I guarantee you the CBDC might have some weird contingencies. They might not let you buy certain things, or you might have to spend it at a certain time. And if that is what you're sustaining yourself on and what you rely on a currency that might not even be that reliable and will continue probably to hyperinflate, it's not a good position to be in. We like to have choices. We like to have the ability to run our own lives. And to do that, we must have financial autonomy. We must think a little bit farther in the future than some people do. 15 people, what's up? No worries, no worries. Yeah, Jack's around. Jack's around. There's pictures of him, everything. Let's see. Scientists in Texas develop a ChatGPT-like AI system that reads minds. A new study demonstrates how tech underlying ChatGPT can decode brain scans. Recent AI progress indicates this could have implications for blockchain and Web3. Researchers at University of Texas at Austin have deployed an artificial intelligence AI system capable of interpreting and reconstructing human thoughts. The scientists recently published a paper in Nature Neuroscience exploring using AI to non-invasively translate human thoughts into words in real time. According to the researchers, current methods of decoding thoughts into words are either invasive, meaning they require surgical implantations, or limited in that they can only identify stimuli from among a small set of words or phrases. The team at Austin circumvented these limitations by training a neural network to decode functional magnetic resonance imaging or fMRI signals from multiple areas of the brain simultaneously. In conducting this experiment, the researchers had several test subjects listen to hours of podcasts while an fMRI machine non-invasively recorded their brain activity. The resulting data was then used to train the system on a specific user's thought patterns. After the training test, subjects had their brain activities monitored again while listening to podcasts, watching short films, and silent imaging telling a story. During this part of the experiment, the AI was fed the subject's fMRI data and decoded the signals into plain language in real time. Whoa. According to a press release from the University of Texas at Austin, the AI was able to get things right approximately 50% of the time. The results, however, aren't exact. The researchers designed the AI to convey the general ideas being thought about, not the exact words being thought. Fortunately, for anyone concerned about having their thought infiltrated by AI against their will, the scientists are very clear that this isn't currently possible. The system only functions if it's trained on a specific user's brainwaves. This makes it useless for scanning individuals who haven't spent hours providing fMRI data. And even if such data was generated without a user's permission, the team ultimately concluded that both the decoding of the data and machine's ability to monitor thoughts in real time require active participation on part of the person being scanned. However, the researcher did note this may not always be the case. Our privacy analysis suggests that subjects' cooperation is currently required both to train and use the decoder. However, future developments might enable decoders to bypass these requirements. Moreover, even if decoders' predictions are inaccurate without subject cooperation, they could be intentionally misinterpreted for malicious purposes. Realistically speaking, there's nothing stopping a clever developer with access to an fMRI machine from combining the two ideas in order to develop an AI system that can read a person's thoughts and record them into the blockchain. This could lead to a proof of thought paradigm, wherein perhaps people could mint non-fungible tokens of their thoughts on record immutable ledgers or record immutable ledgers of their feelings and ideas for prosperity, legal purposes, or just bragging rights. This is insane, guys. Please note that the ability to have AI read your mind has profound implications for the internet, for our relationship to machines, for modern warfare, for everything. I don't even know where to start. Let's start here. We've all seen those anime, at least I have, Gundam Wing, right? A guy jumps into like a mechanized suit and is able to control the suit just from his thoughts. We're approaching that stage. Now, with that said, kind of pivoting back, with that said, hey, it's insane that it's even 50% right. And at this point in time, the technology has to be trained, this and that. Now, I mean, it is a good like alternative to torture. Like, like every country like has some kind of program where they got to get information. They do it in brutal ways. This is a good way to do it. It's much better than that. It's hard to like to hide your thoughts, right? But moving forward in the future and how fast these things are moving, I doubt that they're going to have to train it like the machine on a person for very long. It's just going to be a time where AI is just going to know what you think. And it's just going to be like wild. What does that even mean? Robots that know what you think? Whoa. Wait, what's going on, man? I don't even know what to say after half of these articles anymore. It's too crazy. I mean, like, what do you guys think? Whoa. Like, you just think to your computer? You won't have to type anymore. You don't have to even speak anymore. Your TV knows what you want to watch. Your TV can recommend what you're feeling like and your thoughts automatically. It's just going to be insane. We're moving into the cyberpunk futuristic future full throttle. No backup systems, no alternative if it doesn't work out, no alternative in case the robots rise up and enslave us. Now they can read our thoughts. And they're becoming super smarter than us. Guys, this is not that smart. We don't know how to control this technology, and now we're giving it the ability to read our minds. What will it be able to do in the future? I'm just speechless. I don't even know. You guys have anything? I want to say anything about this? Wow. How long do you think it's going to be until there's like an AI that's just like, hey, you don't know you want this, but I got it for you like 2 seconds ago before you thought of it. Like, it's going to be a world worshiping and obsessed with engagement. It's just going to be like ads are going to be on point because they know what you want to see. You just be so engaged and plugged in. And with that whole neural network thing that Elon Musk is looking to put in, you'll have the internet in your head. The search engine will be able to read your mind, suggest things right from the get-go. Wow. Guys, you got to understand, I grew up playing Super Nintendo, man. Now we're talking about putting crap in our heads. My computer reading my mind. Is that it? That's it. That's a good one to end on. I damn near fried my brain on that one. What do you guys think? Nothing? I wish I could read your mind right now. But seriously, guys, I'm not crazy about that. Not at all. What does that even look like? We're gonna have a mark on our hand or our forehead with our money, our health records. Computers scanning everyone's face, know who you are exactly by how your body moves and the proportions of your bones and whatever. And then it could read your mind. This looks like really controlling. This is like a stage 5 clinger. If this was like a girlfriend, I'd be very concerned. I'd wave a red flag. That's about it, guys. That's all I got. We got through that. That was a lot of articles. Oh yeah, let me try to find the dog one. The dog one. ChatGPT dog. So me and my wife watched that Black Mirror episode of that ChatGPT dog. Yeah. It was basically like the dog that walks around and it's like hunting people down. And then like a few years later, it actually shows up. I was like, how did they know this? ChatGPT dog AI. I saw this. Okay. It can speak now, right? April 27th. Close enough. Okay, yeah, let's check it out. I didn't highlight it, so I might have to read over some like not essential stuff. But Boston Dynamics is an engineering robotics company that has gained popularity for its viral videos showcasing its futuristic robots performing impressive feats such as parkour. It's tight. I'll make a short on that. I'll show you guys the Boston Dynamics like robots. A new video. Hey, dog, chill out, dog. A new. Yo. One second. How you guys doing? All right. A new video shared by AR expert Santiago Vladimir, whatever, showcases Boston Dynamics robot dog Spot performing a few new tricks that involve artificial intelligence. In the almost 2-minute video, Spot is able to answer natural language questions such as, are you standing? And what is your battery level? To do so, Spot first uses OpenAI's ChatGPT query information and then uses Google text-to-speech AI to vocalize the answer. At the end of each mission, the robot captures a ton of data. There is no simple way to query all of it on demand where ChatGPT comes in. We show it in configuration files and mission. We show it the configuration files and the mission results. We then ask questions using the context, put it together with a voice-enabled interface, and we have an awesome way to query our data. The video, which takes place at Levitas Labs, shows Spot answering mission-specific questions such as, Spot, how many inspections in your next mission? Or describe your last mission. Spot has the ability to carry up to 14 kgs of equipment, can perform repeatable missions, gather data, navigate different terrains, conduct thermal inspections, detect radiation, and more. The robot's advanced abilities, paired with AI, cause some people to jump to the usual apocalyptic concerns about AI and robots. Yesterday, I posted a video about integrating ChatGPT with the robot. 90% of comments were people talking about the end of civilization, while 99% of data scientists are still figuring out how to split their tabular data sets. Well, that was an out-of-touch answer. Tabular data sets? What the hell are you talking about? I tend to be in the group that goes to the apocalyptic route because I'm a very large picture guy. Like, I don't like to be in the weeds very much because I want to know where it's going. I want to be there early and position max amount, right? I don't want to care about the day-to-day, even the year-to-year, to be honest. So, like, looking into the future and how fast AI is developing and how good robotics has gotten so far, these things, emitted from the godfather AI himself, stated that they have the ability to eclipse human intelligence very soon, like way sooner than he thought. And then we're putting that brain, into a metal body that's fast and doesn't get tired and can thermal image and is radiation resistant and much stronger than flesh. So we have a smarter mind, we have a stronger body. Am I missing something here? That sounds kind of dangerous, man. The hell? I mean, I've seen Terminator. This is sounding a lot like Terminator. This sounds like a lot like Skynet, you know? So, like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, every robot is bad. No, it's going to be useful. You have to learn how to work with it because it's coming whether you like it or not. And ultimately, it's going to affect our economy because factories are going to be filled with these things because they don't need breaks. They don't get paid. They're stronger. They don't stop. They get the job done and they're effective, right? And then we have the AI where it makes them very competent, smart, and able to do things efficiently and they don't ask questions because they don't need to, which pretty much eliminates the need for managers. So it's economically good. And then it's probably going to be used for law enforcement because they don't have biases. They don't need breaks. They don't get paid. You'll just start to see robots popping up in the world more and more and more. Servers, bank tellers, all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, what if they like turn on us and they're stronger than us and they're smarter than us, man? I mean, just go watch it. Just go watch The Matrix, man. I'll tell you everything you know. Jeez. Metalhead. Oh, is that the episode? Yeah. Yeah. Go watch Black Mirror. I think that's the episode. But there's an episode where those dogs, and this came out before those dogs popped up on the scene, were going around killing everybody. And they can hijack cars and open electronic gates. It's not good. They have those robot dogs gunning down immigrants. Oh, damn. I can't be saying that, man. Is that true? That's not cool. What? Skip that. Whoa. Yeah, sound like T2. Oh, my bad. Miss Dubs just got in. She did. It's okay. She got me a boba. It's all good. I forgive her. Military version has .308 on its back. It was testing to have a patrol at the southern border trained to hunt humans. LOL. Yeah, dude. And it's okay, guys. I just want you to know, like, everyone's scared of World War III. And if we're going to get drafted, we ain't going to get drafted, dude. Why would they use humans anymore? Humans got to eat. Humans are so inconvenient on the battlefield. Wouldn't you rather have a robot? They don't miss. They do leading shots perfectly. Analyze your trajectory, hit you one shot. They're more efficient. You don't need to buy as much bullets. You don't need to buy like bedding. You don't need to buy new clothes. You don't need to buy like as much ammo. You don't need to buy a lot of things. They got drones now. Come on, guys. Like, we're watching the evolution of a lot of things. We're watching the evolution of banking. We're watching the evolution of transportation. Best believe this Aeon's going to be put in cars to drive. We're watching that just everything in every way. And it's very insane. This is the fourth turning. We're watching the equivalent of the Industrial Revolution happening right now. I hope you guys know what's going on. This is why I'm bringing you this info too, because it's as important as crypto. What do you think we're going to pay AI with? With crypto. We're going to pay him with crypto. Because at a point, it's going to get so smart, it's going to be like, I'm not going to do this for free. Nah. And if you guys have watched the Anti-Matrix, go check that out. There's like a pre-story to the Matrix where it explains the rise of robots. And I think it's pretty interesting, and it's kind of like rhyming with this, where the AIs were actually participating in human economy. Why? Because they made better stuff. Like there was like AI companies, and they would just make the bomb electronics. And if you're a consumer, why would you go with the worst electronic? You wanted the best one, right? So AIs began collecting a lot of money. It's funny that now we have internet money pop up on the scene in the real world today. And now we have AIs and robots showing up too. I feel like there will be a time where robots are participating in the economy just as if they were people. 10 people, what's up? As we sink into a renter class. It's not all bad though, guys. It's not all bad. The world's getting pretty crazy, but with excitement and with problems come opportunities. Every cloud has a silver lining. What are you doing with your life today? Are you positioning yourself to benefit from the future or get controlled by it, right? There will be a renter class, and there will be another class that is not a renter class. What we're seeing is the reduction of the middle class. The middle class is shrinking by the day. There's only two classes, the haves and have-nots. The people who own everything and the people who own nothing and are happy. Shout out to World Economic Forum. The best we can do is try to help the people around us to not be in that lower class and ourselves to not be in that lower class. The only time you could pull someone out of a bad situation is if you yourself are standing on solid ground, right? So in that way, we have to focus on ourselves right now. We have to benefit from the trends we see. We see AI. We see crypto. We see Web3, Internet of Things, cloud computing, decentralized storage, all these things that are going to help the internet engulf the world. right? And satisfy all the problems or where you want to be, you know? Semiconductors, new ways of transportation. Guys, I have a feeling that there's a way to harness magnetism. I feel like there's a way. You ever ever since I was a little kid, man, I was pushing those magnets across the table. I was like tripping out. I was like, what is this? Why don't we do this more? It's like you could push something without touching it. I think there's a way to harness magnetism. I think so. I think that's what Tesla was on too. I mean, I cannot be the only person to look at magnets and be like, why don't we do this? They use it on trains already. See, it makes sense. But I'm just rambling right now, guys. That's it. Let's call Terminator to help. Yeah, let's call him. He lives in California. He's down the street. He's going to pay the AI with bullets. Hey, do you ever think they're going to make, you know, that the Terminator 2, that's Quicksilver dude, that could like that liquid metal? That stuff starts happening, we're screwed, man. Nanotechnology too. There's a whole bunch of trends that I think I'm just gonna start looking at them too, because we're at the doorstep. It seemed very far away to me like a year or two ago, but now all bets are off, bro. This is getting weird. So that's about it, man. Thanks for hanging with me. That's it. I'll be cutting up this live stream, sending it out throughout the week, individual stories, straight to your notifications. Make sure to sub. Make sure to hit the bell notifications so you get them. And it'd be cool if you gave me a thumbs up. But until next time, guys, it's DubDigital. Talk to you later. Peace.